After getting rid of the medicine, Guan Ming was in a good mood. He climbed over the courtyard wall and entered the school while humming a ditty. Yuan Peru's class happened to have a physical education class. "Wanner, you look like a big pervert." Tan Lulu, Shiwaner and Yuan Peru are all top students, and they are in the same department, so they are in the same class. Yuan Peru and Shiwana were also laughed at and described as dongzishi. One is absolutely ugly and the other is absolutely beautiful. Tan Lulu was the first to see Guan Ming and touched Shiwaner, who was running next to her. "What does it have to do with me?" Shiwaner turned to look at Guan Ming and said angrily. "Hey, Sister Wanner, aren't you jealous?" Tan Lulu joked. "He's not like me, who would be angry with him?" Shiwana rolled her eyes, but the woman's thoughts were so strange. Although Guan Ming was just her fake boyfriend, after what happened yesterday, she saw someone today. Two beauties came to see Guan Ming, and they felt very uncomfortable. Under the shade of a tree on the side, Yuan Pero sat there quietly. Because her knee was injured, she did not need to participate in physical education class. Naturally, she also saw Guan Ming, and when she saw Guan Ming looking at her, she quickly turned her head. "Hey, that classmate, which class are you in?" A voice suddenly sounded. Guan Ming turned his head and saw that Fong Tang had turned from being unkind to being embarrassed. "That Dean, I have a stomachache and I'm planning to go back to the dormitory to rest." Guan Ming covered his stomach. Although Fong Tang had the leverage in his hands, he still had to give him face. "So that's it. Take good care of your health and go get some rest." Fong Tang followed Guan Ming's words, and Guan Ming naturally left quickly. What made the students on the playground puzzled, Director Fong De, who was always known for being demanding, was how he was doing today. "Have you become so talkative?" "Director Fong, I feel a little uncomfortable today." Another classmate who was targeted by Fong Tang said hurriedly. "You feel uncomfortable, come to my office." The classmate suddenly looked miserable. Back in the dormitory, Lin Feng was also there. Because today's class was too simple, he didn't go to class. After a simple greeting, Guan Ming was puzzled and curious about Lin Feng. "Lin Feng, you and I are in the same dormitory, aren't you afraid of being implicated by me?" "You are you and I am me, why are you being implicated?" Lin Feng's eyes never left the computer desktop. Guan Ming was speechless for this kind of reply. The other two people moved out immediately when they heard that he had moved in. Lin Feng, on the other hand, looked like it had nothing to do with him. "Actually, I think you are a very interesting person. I think something very interesting will definitely happen to you." Lin Feng continued. "You are also a very interesting person. You will be your roommate from now on. Let's go have a good meal tonight." "Of course, it's your treat." Guan Ming also thinks that this Lin Feng is very interesting. He is also proficient in the internet and can do many things that ordinary people do. Things that can't be accomplished. "Guan Ming, you're so rude." Lin Feng was stunned for a moment, then finally turned around and said with a smile. "Praise, praise." The conversation ended here. Guan Ming sat on the bed with his eyes closed. He did not practice, but experienced the essence of Emperor's divine art. Mr. Jugu said that this Emperor's divine art is an extremely profound book. Once the skill reaches the golden elixir stage, it can conquer mountains and seas. It is said to be omnipotent, as if it were a myth. The most powerful person Guan Ming knew before was the old man of the Guan family, but even destroying a small mountain would be as difficult as climbing to the sky, let alone climbing mountains and seas. From this we can see how awesome cultivators are. In Gu Lao's words, at the same level, you can torture 10 or 8 ordinary warriors. Now Guan Ming has just entered the first stage of breaking the mirror. The stage of breaking the mirror is divided into 10 stages. After breaking the mirror, he will become the earth elixir, and the earth elixir will condense into the golden elixir. There is no rival in the world. If you are an ordinary person, if you have been practicing since Guan Ming's age, even if you are talented, but because you have passed the best period of cultivation, you may not be able to break through the realm of earth elixir within 10 or 8 years. But Guan Ming is different. He has a body of 9 yin and 9 yang, also known as heaven, yin, and earth yang. His yin and yang are 9 times that of ordinary people. He has laid a good foundation since he was a child. If he practices with concentration, he can break through the earth in at most 1 year. Dan Realm. If you add Gu Lao's prescription to help, the time can be directly compromised. Because he has the body of heaven, yin, earth, and yang, Guan Ming is like a bug. Even if he doesn't practice, he will connect to the sky and the earth, and his cultivation will rise suddenly. Otherwise, how could the body of heaven, yin, earth, and yang be rare for thousands of years? Thinking of this, Guan Ming raised his head and laughed wildly, and his happy life came all the way. As for Lin Feng, he looked at Guan Ming with an idiot's eyes. A few hours passed quickly, and the dormitory was pushed away, followed by a resentful voice, "Guan Ming, Shi Wan'er is looking for you." Guan Ming came downstairs to the dormitory, and sure enough, Shi Wan'er and Tan Lulu were there, and Shi Wan'er was holding a box in her hand. "Guan Ming, thank you for what happened yesterday. This is for you." Shi Wan'er handed the box in her hand to Guan Ming. Guan Ming opened it, and inside was the latest smartphone, with a market price of more than 5,000. "Well, Shi Wan'er, I want to discuss something with you." Guan Ming looked at the phone and said with bright eyes, "Yes." Shi Wan'er nodded, not daring to look at Guan Ming because she thought of what she did yesterday and was so ashamed. "Can this mobile phone be converted into cash?" "Ah." Shi Wan'er was stunned. "Guan Ming, are you short of money?" "It's very scarce. I can't even buy underwear." "If you don't believe me, let me show you." Guan Ming looked like I was really poor. "Bah, shameless, I won't look at it." Shi Wan'er looked away, her face even redder. Ding Hong, who was grabbing medicine to exchange for a dagger, happened to see this scene and couldn't help but murmur, "This bastard is so lucky to have such a beautiful girlfriend, but if you dare to trick me, you will regret it." "Appa." A sweet voice sounded, making people unconsciously loosen their bones. Ding Hong ran towards Guan Ming with a happy smile on his face. A tight-fitting black leather jacket perfectly wrapped Ding Hong's figure, without any incompatibility. Her fiery red hair and pretty face were a little more wild and unruly, and even a little scratchy. "Appa, I bought the tonic for you. I worked really hard for you last night. You have to take a good tonic. You were so good last night." Ding Hong supported Guan Ming's head like a little bird. Although the last sentence was very quiet, but the distance was so close, Shi Wan'er naturally heard it clearly. "By the way, who is this?" Ding Hong seemed to have just seen Shi Wan'er. "Guan Ming, you are so disgusting." Shi Wan'er's face turned pale and ugly, and her eyes were even a little red. She glared at Guan Ming, turned around and ran away. Tan Lulu also glared at Guan Ming and hurriedly chased after her. "Auntie, what are you kidding about?" A business was ruined by Ding Hong, and this woman was so close to him, the soft squeeze on her arm. "You are so shameless. If you dare to cheat on me, your little girlfriend will be jealous. Break up quickly." Ding Hong smiled proudly at this time, which was very cute at the same time. Anyway, he was just Shi Wan'er's shield. Guan Ming thought it was nothing. It was just that a business was ruined. That was 5,000 yuan. It was a big loss. Guan Ming's heart was bleeding at this time. "No, you have to earn it back." As a result, Guan Ming put his arms around Ding Hong's slender waist and rubbed Ding Hong's buttocks. "Honey, I will definitely satisfy you tonight." "You?" Ding Hong's eyes almost didn't bulge, and Shi Wan'er still held out a glimmer of hope that Guan Ming could explain to her, but when she turned her head, she saw the two of them hugging each other intimately. "Guan Ming, you bastard, I never want to see you again." "Sister Wan'er, wait for me." Tan Lulu panted as she chased after her. When could this Sister Wan'er run so fast? "Guan Ming, let me go, so you won't be afraid that your girlfriend will never ignore you again." Ding Hong's brows were squeezed together, and her eyes could almost spit out fire when she looked at Guan Ming. "She's not my girlfriend, but I made a lot of money by picking up a wife like you." Guan Ming chuckled and moved his hands around Ding Hong's waist. "Damn it, she's not your girlfriend." If you didn't tell me earlier, my aunt would have suffered a big loss this time. Ding Hong suddenly felt bad. This time you come here, it's Appa, you're taking tonics, and I'm very powerful. Otherwise, if we go to book a room tonight, you will know how powerful I am. Guan Ming winked. Guan Ming, you shameless pervert, bastard, I'm going to castrate you. Ding Hong completely went berserk and kicked Guan Ming away from him. Guan Ming clamped his legs tightly, just enough to catch Ding Hong's feet. Sister, you'd rather hit someone than your little brother. You're going to ruin your sexual happiness. Ah! Bastard, bastard. Ding Hong felt that she was going crazy. Not only was she assaulted on the chest, kissed and slapped on the butt yesterday, but today she was cheated out of 100,000 yuan and was taken advantage of again. She has never been like this since she was born. Had bad luck. It's easy to get old when you're angry, and you have chronic cardiovascular disease, so you'll faint easily, but it's okay. I can save you as long as I'm here. It doesn't matter how many times you come. Guan Ming said with a smile. I'll kill you. Ding Hong had obviously lost her mind. She reached into her arms and took it out. Guan Ming's pupils shrank, and she leaned over, placing her big hand on Ding Hong's body. I've been targeted by the police now. If you don't want to go in, put your gun away. Guan Ming pressed his lips to Ding Hong's earlobe, his voice was full of doubt. Ding Hong was startled and even forgot about Guan Ming. The hand on his chest. Thank you for the tonic. I won't let you down. If you want to have sex, I'm welcome at any time. The dagger has been returned to you. Goodbye. Guan Ming retracted his hand and turned back to the dormitory, leaving only Guan Ming, who was stunned in place. Ding Hong. Both of her sleeves are places to hide daggers. This is the result of several years of practice. The daggers are hidden in the sleeves, and there is no abnormality at all. But how did she see it, and put it back accurately, and how did she do it? He seemed to have touched me just now. Ding Hong was startled again, and then his face turned from red to blue. You bastard, I won't let you go. As expected of me being my disciple, you got a pair of medicines so quickly. Guan Ming's voice sounded in his mind, making Guan Ming roll his eyes involuntarily. This Gu Lao knew how to put gold on his face. Master, you'd better tell me what I should do next. Now that you are not strong enough, you can only grind the medicinal materials into powder with the help of tools. Although the medicinal properties have been reduced a lot, you can only make do with it. In addition, you also need to prepare a pair of acupuncture and a bath, preferably by chuan made from trees. The tree must be more than 20 years old, and then proceed to the next step when you are ready. Guan Ming just walked to the door of the dormitory and turned around when he heard this. First he went to Dingchang Medicine Hall and paid a half-price. Under the admiration and helpless eyes of the middle-aged man, he bought a powder mill and a pair of acupuncture as a gift. After that, he went to the utensil store. The price of the bathtub shocked Guan Ming. It cost 2,500 yuan, and he couldn't miss a penny. Finally, with the help of Mr. Gu, he chose one made from an older tree and paid the price. Make the payment and leave your address and return to school. About half an hour later, people from the appliance store brought the bathtub. Lin Feng couldn't help but wonder, Guan Ming, doesn't the bathroom have a bathtub? Why did you buy this thing? I have some health problems and need to make medicine. This Baichuan wooden barrel can maintain the water temperature, so I must use this one. Guan Ming gave Lin Feng a dose of vaccination in advance. You're really a bastard. Lin Feng gave a thumbs up. He just checked and found that this bathtub couldn't be bought without more than 2,000 yuan. Everything is here, so when are we going out for dinner? Guan Ming asked with a smile. It's almost time. Let's go. I'll take you to a good place. You probably haven't been there before. Lin Feng closed the computer and got off the bed, and the two of them left the dormitory. After getting off the car, Guan Ming whistled on the side. Lin Feng rolled his eyes, paid the fare, and took Guan Ming inside. This is a famous snack and barbecue street in Yanggak City. All kinds of snacks from Yanggak City are available here, and the prices are affordable and the taste is authentic. Lin Feng introduced while walking in front. It was only 8:30 at most, but this snack street was overcrowded. The small tables on both sides were full of customers, fisting and chatting, and it was very lively. It's a nice place. After all, it was Guan Ming's first time to come to such a place, so it was inevitably novel. There is a seat here, please sit here. The business here is very good, so it's not easy to wait for a vacant seat. After finally finding a seat, Lin Feng hurriedly occupied it first, and then called out to Guan Ming. The waiter on the side saw a customer and hurriedly came over to order. However, Lin Feng and Guan Ming were stunned by the visitor. Yuan Peru, do you work part-time here? Well, what do you two classmates want to eat? Yuan Peru put the sign in her hand on the table and asked. She did not dare to look at Guan Ming. Lin Feng was a little confused. Didn't Guan Ming and Yuan Peru have a very good relationship? But seeing Guan Ming's attitude, he seemed to dislike Yuan Peru, and he didn't even say hello. Guan Ming, let's order something to eat first. The atmosphere was obviously awkward. Lin Feng quickly pushed the order card in front of Guan Ming. As soon as Guan Ming took a look, a rough big hand hit the table. This small table was full of trembling. You two, go eat somewhere else. Brother, who wants this seat? The man patting the table, who had dyed yellow hair, said in a pretentious manner. Behind him, there were 4 men with the same ruffian looks on their faces. This guest, these two came first. Please wait, they will leave soon. Yuan Peru said hurriedly. Where did the ugly guy come from? I have to sit here. Why, do you have any opinions? Huang Mao stood up straight and stared at Yuan Peru with a look of disgust. Then he looked at Yuan Peru up and down and said with a bad smile, although it is ugly, she has a pretty good figure. How about you touch her and I ask brother who to wait first? You. Yuan Peru took a step back in fright. Brother who, Huang Mao really has a strong taste. You can kill this kind of girl. One of the other 4 people said with a smile to a tall man. Not to mention, this girl has a real figure. She looks the same even when the lights are turned off. It should be fun to play with. Brother who rubbed his chin and scanned Yuan Peru's body with malicious intent. Brother Tiger, if you like it, then I won't argue with you. Huang Mao turned to Brother Tiger and smiled charmingly. Girl, how about you sleep with me, and as long as you take care of me, I'm guaranteed to earn more than you did here in 2 months, how about it? Brother whose eyes gleamed lustfully, and he spoke with his experienced experience. Look, Yuan Peru must be a young girl. If it weren't for the horrible birthmark on her face, she would definitely be a complete beauty. Don't. Yuan Peru was obviously frightened to the extreme, and kept moving back. The people at the back couldn't help laughing and making all kinds of obscene remarks. Even the guests next to him mostly looked like they were watching the show, and few of them sympathized. Not even one dared to stand up and stop it. Little girl, you haven't been played by a man before, don't worry, it's very satisfying. Brother who chuckled, stepped forward and grabbed Yuan Peru's arm. These little hands are slippery and well maintained, isn't it just to please men? Ah. Damn it, you dare to bite me, I'll give you face, right? Brother whose arm hurt, his face turned ugly, and he slapped Yuan Peru. Brother Tiger's hand naturally failed to slap Yuan Peru because it was caught by someone. Why, kid, do you want to be a hero and save a beauty? Brother who glared at the man grabbing his arm and said fiercely. The 4 people behind him immediately surrounded him, and Lin Feng also stood up immediately. Your mother never taught you not to disturb others when they are eating. No, your mother definitely has no time to teach you. With a son with such virtues, your mother will either sell it or sell it. Guan Mingshou he exerted so much force that brother who felt pain and his face became even more ugly. And what Guan Ming said was right, his mother really came out to sell it, and he only got it by accident, and he didn't know who it was. When he was a child, his mother never took care of him except throwing a few hundred yuan to him out of obligation. Boy, I think you are tired of living. Come on. Brother Tiger took out a swing knife in his other hand, and the boy behind him waited for his order and rushed forward immediately. Bang! A plastic stool hit one of the people on the head. Everyone was stunned. Even Brother Hu forgot to take action. Lin Feng still held the smashed rubber stool in his hand and retreated to Guan Ming. His legs were obviously shaking. "Brother Ming, what should I do? It's my first time to fight and I'm a little scared." The man who was hit by Lin Feng, his head was broken and bleeding, and he was rolling on the ground screaming. "Damn it, go ahead, you're just looking for death." Brother Hu was the first to react and stabbed Guan Ming's lower abdomen with the knife in his hand, but was caught by Guan Ming's other hand. "Play with a knife with me, it seems that you are mentally prepared." Guan Ming snatched the knife away with a backhand, tripped under his feet, and Brother Tiger suddenly fell to the ground. This was not over yet. Guan Ming folded his hands on top of him. At the same time, he turned the knife around in his hand and inserted it. "Ah! Ah!" Brother Hu screamed, and Lin Feng yelled to embolden himself. He carried the stool and fought with the three people. The stool was swung wildly so that the three people could not get close to him. When you hit someone, you have to hit him with one fatal blow. Don't give your opponent a chance to resist. Guan Ming put his hand on Lin Feng's shoulder and preached. At the same time, he kicked out and one of them flew directly out, knocking down a table of people. Everyone at the table just looked at the show with mocking eyes, and Guan Ming also saw the kick accurately. The person who was kicked out lay on the ground like a dead dog, his face distorted in pain. The few people who were affected saw Guan Ming's cruelty and dared not speak out in anger. Another 2 kicks, and the other 2 people also flew out. Another 2 tables of guests were affected by the misfortune, but they also dared to be angry and dare not speak out. "Scream again, I don't mind destroying your arm." Guan Ming crouched in front of Brother Tiger with squinted eyes. Brother Tiger's voice, which had been screaming just now, suddenly stopped, just like voice control. "I admit defeat, I apologize." The knife stabbed into the ground from his arm. It was really difficult for Brother Hu to move at this time. "What about action?" "Beauty, I was wrong." "Pa." A mouthful of words stunned Brother Tiger. "How to speak?" "Ugly girl, I." "Pa." Another big mouth. "Sister, I was wrong. You don't care about the faults of villains, so please spare me. I have no one to support me in my life. I will change my ways and be a new person in the future." Brother Tiger's cheeks became swollen and his voice changed. Yes, when he spoke, Guan Ming could feel the trembling in Brother Hu's heart. "That sounds good to me, so get out." Guan Ming nodded with satisfaction and sat back down in his original position leisurely. "I told you to stop shaking, it's over." Guan Ming glanced at Lin Feng speechlessly. "Brother Ming, I'm excited." "Of course, I'm really a little scared." Lin Feng looked at Guan Ming with a grimace, making Guan Ming shake his head and laugh. "Is this kid a tiger or a spirit?" After the scene, there were naturally a lot fewer guests, and the barbecue owner didn't dare to neglect Guan Ming. The barbecue originally meant for other tables was served first, and a box of wine was also brought over. Guan Ming started eating by himself as if nothing had happened. After opening the wine, he called to Lin Feng, "Aren't you here to eat? You are standing like sifting chaff. Come and have a glass of wine to calm down." Lin Feng came over and sat down and took the wine from Guan Ming. Guan Ming also put his hand on Lin Feng's shoulder. "Brother Ming, it's really much better." After a glass of wine, Lin Feng stopped shaking immediately. Guan Ming took back his hand. The reason why Lin Feng was like this was because his nerves were stimulated. Just now he used the unique chi of a cultivator to help him. He calmed down for a moment. "Brother Guan, thank you." Yuan Pero looked at Guan Ming and thanked him sincerely. Guan Ming did not speak, and Lin Feng did not dare to answer the question casually. Brother Hu's younger brothers had already stood up and watched Guan Ming walk to Brother Hu in fear. It took him a long time to pull out the sword. Although Brother Hu was in great pain, he remained silent. "Brother, I want to follow you." Brother Hu came over and said something that made Guan Ming spit out the wine he had just drank in his mouth.